While I was at work the other day, I thought about my history with Magic the Gathering. I'd been playing for around 20 years at this point, so there are a ton of fun memories to think of. Probably one of my favorites was my first time driving the Infinite Improbability drive and making my friends go crazy. Today, I'm going to share that story with you. Before that, though, feel free to share, like, and subscribe. Anyway, this story takes place in college. I was majoring in the three big M's: math, music, and Magic the Gathering. In between classes at college, I would go down to the cafeteria and play Magic with my friends. Around this time, Commander was starting to become huge, so a lot of my friends were starting to make decks around their favorite legends. But occasionally, we would play 60-card decks and just have fun that way. We didn't care about the different formats, we just wanted to have fun. I would bring my Orzhov Exalted deck from Standard, while others brought their Legacy Enchantress, and another brought their Modern Elves deck. Needless to say, I was wildly outclassed. Thankfully, my friend Cecil brought his deck, which everyone else had played against and hated. I never gone up against it, though. It was a mono-red Chaos deck, which, to my surprise, leveled the playing field quite a bit. See, the deck had the usual amount of removal, fast-paced mana that red has, but there were two cards in particular that stood out to me. There was Confusion in the Ranks and Norn the Wary. I'd never been exposed to that combo before, but to make things simple for those who don't know, Norn becomes traded when it enters the battlefield due to Confusion in the Ranks. Then when somebody casts a spell, Norn vanishes, re-enters the battlefield under your control, and does it again. I was fascinated with this combo, and I wanted to do it myself, but I wanted to use it in, the Commander format. I let this fester in my mind for a while, until one fateful day when I was at my local card shop. See, they had these $1 grab bags, which they used to get rid of their bulk stuff. Sometimes you'll get lucky and pull an Aven Mind Sensor. Most of the time, though, you'll see cards that you've probably never seen before, but are relatively cheap and obscure. On this particular day, I stumbled across Psychic Battle, a rare blue enchantment from Invasion. As I read what the card did, the dots began to connect, and I began to get really, really excited. I finally had an idea of how to make this deck work. In all honesty, I didn't really care about the commander. I just needed to find somebody whose colors matched. In this case, I got Melek as a Paragon. As I got Melek, though, I managed to get another card from the same set as him called Possibility Storm. See, Possibility Storm did something that made me giggle hysterically. Whenever anybody casts a spell from their hand, you exile cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card that shares that same type. Then you can cast it for free. The possibilities of what you could cast became so much more chaotic. I was so happy I got this piece for my final creation. I built the deck that night. We got the deck sleeved up, and I was going to pilot it after our classes the next day. As I sat down, ready to unveil my masterpiece, I looked at my competition and honestly got a little nervous. I mean, I was running a deck that I've been hyping up all week, and I was up against a Shroom deck, Nekusar, Nath, and Grimgrim. I was excited to see what was about to transpire. Now, usually, back in the day, these games would last for about an hour, maybe a little longer. So my plan was, after playing this game, I was going to head to McDonald's and then head north to go home. I mean, what could possibly go wrong in this game of Commander? Because I was lucky enough to get some fast mana and some easy lucky draws, I was able to get the combo out by turn 6. Now, before I tell you the aftermath, let me explain what the interaction between these three cards have. Let's play this out by casting a creature. If you do, that triggers Possibility Storm, so that creature gets put at the bottom of your library while you get something else for free. Upon entering the battlefield, you then trigger Confusion in the Ranks, targeting your opponent's creature. However, upon declaring targets, you trigger Psychic Battle. So everyone reveals the top card of their library, and if you don't have the highest mana value, you don't get to choose the creature that you trade. As I said before, these games usually take about an hour. This one took 4. We were so tense and frustrated. Everyone was hungry, but none of us wanted to give in to this. The guy who had Grimgrin couldn't get his machine gun combo to work because we kept taking his zombies. Same with the guy running Nekusar. He had a Niv Mizzet machine gun, but he couldn't get it to work. The only one who was holding his own was Nath, since he was making a ton of elves. But then he lost Nath, and then everybody got to have fun playing Nath in different colors. And especially the Sharoon player, though, because most of his creatures were artifacts, and we kept taking them away from him. I was easily the first one to die, mostly because everybody knew that this was all my fault, so getting rid of me was plan 1. After that incident, I decided it was a good idea to retire the infinite improbability drive for a while. And then, later on, I decided to rebuild it, except now I put it inside of a group hug deck. I don't play this deck very often, but when I do, I usually get a similar reaction as the first time I ever ran the combo. Now, if you ever want to put this in your deck, feel free to call it the infinite improbability drive. I mean, that's what I call it. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and, well, let me know about some of your favorite Magic stories. And take care of yourself, okay?